English doesn't have a future tense. We have past tenses, we have present tenses, but no, English doesn't have a future tense. The modal verb will is the closest thing English has to a future tense. Now, when you're talking about future facts, okay, things that are a fact, we can use will. So some examples: I will turn 33 next year. It will be cold in the winter. These are facts about the future. So in English we can use will. Now, if you guess the future, if it's not a fact, if you guess the future, we call this prediction. Okay? Now there are many different ways to predict the future. Okay? The first way we're going to talk about is when you predict the future based on your opinion. Okay? So when you talk about your opinion about the future, we use will. Okay? Now this is very common with expressions like I think, I'm sure, I believe. So let's look at some examples here. A negative example: I don't think it will rain tomorrow. I don't think it'll rain tomorrow. This is my opinion, so I use will. I'm sure you'll have a great time. I believe my team will win tomorrow. So I'm guessing the future, but how am I guessing the future? I'm just using my feeling or my opinion. So with this type of prediction, we use will. Now, let's talk about something that's actually not prediction, okay? But you've probably studied this before, but when you make sentences with time clauses, okay, or conditional clauses. If you forget what time clauses or conditional clauses are, they are the part of a sentence that gives you time information, okay? So the part of the sentence that has time words like before, after, the phrase as soon as, until. And conditional means sentences that use the word if, or phrases that have the meaning of if. Now, when you use if or before or until, okay, we use the present simple. But the other part of the sentence, we usually use will, okay? And don't worry about prediction. Remember, this is not really prediction. So I'll give you some example sentences. Now, the first part of this sentence is will. And the second part of the sentence has the word if. So look at the example and listen here. He'll probably call if he gets. Okay, so the first part is will, and then after if, we use present simple. He'll probably call if he gets stuck in traffic. Okay, the next example is kind of the opposite order. The first part is the time information, so we use present simple. And the second part we have is will. So when you get home, will you make dinner? And the last example, as soon as she arrives, we will take her to the party. So this is another reason we use will in English. Now, let's go back to prediction. Now, we talked about predictions based on your feeling or your opinion, and we use will. But sometimes we can make predictions based on evidence, okay? Now, if you don't understand evidence, think about things that you can see now, information that you have now that can maybe help you predict the future, okay? Sometimes we can see the future because of something happening now, okay? And when you predict this way, we don't use will, we use be going to, okay? So let's give you some examples here. Now imagine I'm a passenger in a car and the driver is crazy. Maybe I'm in a taxi and the taxi driver is crazy. So I say to the driver, listen, if you don't slow down, you're going to kill us all, okay? If you don't slow down, you're going to kill us all. And here I use be going to because I'm focusing on, I can see the future right now. You're driving crazily, right? You're going to kill us all. Okay, another example. Oh no, the sky is quite dark this afternoon. Okay, so if you look at the sky and you see dark clouds, well, you can see the future. And what's the future? Rain. So I say, oh, look at the dark clouds. It's definitely going to rain this evening. Okay, so in this video we've talked about will is used for future facts and it's used for prediction based on your opinion. Don't forget that if you have sentences with time words or the conditional if, usually we use will, okay, in the second part of the sentence. All right, and we finally talked about prediction based on evidence, based on something happening now. And with this type of prediction, we use be going to. If you'd like to practice this more, click on the link in the video.